the singles of Stonebwoy's new album, that is Anloga Junction. And it's only right that since the title is Anloga Junction, we need to have some ever in there, so that sits well with us right now. Let's do this one. It is Stonebwoy, Strength and Hope. Enjoy. An amazing song in the back, one of the very singles of Stonebwoy's new album, that is Strength and Hope. I mean, one album that people have really been looking forward to. The lead up to this album has been crazy. One of the best I've seen so far. Stonebwoy joins me live on the lines this morning. One God.
Yeah, man. What's up, NYDJ?
Shalom, dear part. How are you, my brother?
Everything is fine, man. How's everything going on?
By grace, we are doing awesome. And I know you are doing very well too out there.
I'm grateful, man. We're grateful to God for everything.
There's only one thing I'm not too excited about, and I'm sure you know. The fact is that you've taken the lead. Like, we started together, and now you have two, I have one. Why?
Oh, hey. Hard work.
Hey, which kind of hard work is that?
All work be work.
But hey, congratulations. I mean, congratulations on the release of the new album. That is Anloga Junction. Wow. What an album. Before we get into the album, there's one thing that people want to know. Why Anloga Junction in the first place?
Yeah, you know, and sometimes you ask yourself, why not Anloga Junction? In that we take, I think that most often it rarely comes to mind. It hardly comes to mind, you know, for us to be able to describe or depict certain things that we want to explain with our own local terms, you know, in our own local settings. So this is just, I think, if it can qualify to be a metaphorical, representation, but also in its reality that Anloga Junction, as in my state of mind, you know, my state of mind with which I made this collection of songs is that I'm inspired by a lot of things from Africa and the rest of the world. So at this junction, I'm at the Anloga Junction, being that when the album is called Anloga Junction, people will be like, Anloga, fine. Yes, because Anloga actually represents for my ethnicity, also represents, you see, one beautiful thing about Anloga is that in Kumasi, Anloga Junction is even more popular in Kumasi.
I was about to ask you that.
Anloga Junction is very, very, very popular in Kumasi, more than it would be in the Volta region.
Yeah.
So the reason why I went on for that is that it represents everybody. It's not like it's representing me as an Ewe or as an Anglo person, trying to represent for my roots only. But for us, because Ghanaians were all like, and we're very unified. I mean, we do inter-ethnicity marriages. You know, we marry across, man, man, so we're like the same people. So what I really wanted to drive at is that Africa, Ghana, you know, Anloga, Accra is us.
Okay.
Kumasi is us. And this is a representation of the inspiration or the things that I've learned or I've acquired over the period of time from the African continent. And the junction as an English word also even represents for all the things that would have been, that I have gained as experience and on the hustle also so far from the Western world, because junction is an English word, it's not a Ghanaian word.
That's true.
Junction as a word represents the West. So the combination of these two has brought me to this junction where we have been able to put together 15 beautiful songs, selected out of 50 songs, you know, for
15 out of 50 songs.
Exactly.
Wow.
For the consumption of our people for this album, yeah.
What went into the finalization of these songs? I see selecting these 15, saying I'm settling on just these 15, because out of 50, that should be a tough job to do.
Yes, very, very tough. We started meetings over and over and over and over again to be able to qualify all 15. And when you pick all 15, you find out that there are some distinct values with all of the songs.
Exactly.
Right? it's not the same. The album dropped today, 12 a.m. this morning. Look, the reviews crazy. It's number one. It's like, you know, sometimes when you're hyping the thing because you have to sell it or you have to market it, and sometimes it's just doing wonders, and because you put in a lot of work and it's actually satisfying the masses want. You know, track one is different. Track one can qualify to be like some African legendary tune, you know, and track 2 to track 3 to track 4, we are representing for the world on this album, but from Africa, from Ghana, from Anloga.
The lead up to this particular album, there's Anloga Junction, was crazy. A lot of promotions, a lot of plans. On audio market alone,
different planning,
exactly,
different kind of plan.
A lot of work, I can say, went into this project. Now, leading up to this one, all these came into play. On audio market alone, you have close to 3.5 million streams as we speak. Are you surprised?
With only 3 songs, man.
Exactly.
With only 3 songs in the album, yes.
Are you surprised at these numbers?
I'm grateful, you know. I'm very thankful to the fans, to the masses out there for the immense support. But I also believe that support, or the support that I gain from them, you know, always pushes me to do the best for them. You know, to chart new paths, to break the odds like we've done. Nobody in Ghana has rolled out an album the way I have done with my 2 previous albums and even this one.
Exactly.
Because you see the work input. There's a film story behind the album. There's a rollout story part behind the album. Today, when you check on my pages on the YouTube, you're going to see that, you know, because we have to narrate this story from a deeper perspective. And we have spent a lot. We have invested time, energy, money, and things into this, into the making of the album, you know. And I'll just be grateful to God, because it's all driven by the decision to continue to excel, you know, because we all have to keep pushing and setting the tone, you know. Yeah, man. One
thing a lot of people have complained, I mean, a number of artists have said that Ghanaians don't love albums, they don't love to listen to albums, they prefer you drop singles and all that. You continue to drop albums. What is the inspiration behind that, knowing very well where we come from? I know the target might not necessarily be only Ghana, but knowing very well where we come from, why did you continue to drop albums, knowing that people prefer to drop singles and hit bam, 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 just like that?
Thank you very much. I think that everybody sits where they think is comfortable for them, and will surely have reasons to back them up. That notwithstanding, singles are easy to promote. You know, you have one song.
Yeah.
You know, you have, you know, push one. We all still push one, regardless. To make an album, you have to combine singles to do so.
Yeah.
So, I did not really get it when we now end. We try to get to. We propound that
theories that people don't listen to albums.
Yeah, we propound that albums don't move when singles do move. And where I say, we say yen tobanchi. Nsu de bia na ye di banku.
And I see ye di fufu.
Ye di fufu, sorry. After yen tobanchi, banchi in cool, Talibanchi, the old town there in cool. But they be also ye di fufu. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get
it. And you know, that's just what it is. An album is filled with singles. You know, singles are easy to deal with as single songs, but an album is also, that's why it takes time. It takes, more effort and more everything, but that doesn't justify for me with my own experience that albums don't sell, because they do. The unfortunate situation is that I know this album of mine is going to get through a different channel and be leaked on all of that, but we have taken precautions properly to make sure that we continue to humbly protect and respect creativity, because this is our life. You know, we put in sweat, tears, money, investment. We live our whole life doing this like somebody else would do at their own disposition where they are. You know, so in the end, we pray and beg that to just get up one day, grab somebody's album from wherever you get it, through whatever means, and spread it out there. It's not the best way to be going about things. And so that's the one unfortunate thing about the album. So people would rather drop singles, and for singles, whatever happens to that, no problem. But even that, it's still a concern.
Exactly.
So I'm rather stating one of the reasons why, and the real reasons why, people are deterred from dropping albums and putting
One thing I want to find out. It moves. I get it. One thing I want to find out is with the choice of artists featured on the album, the likes of Nasty C's, Latan, Diamond Platinums, our very own Kudrinchi, Keri Hilson. Why did you settle on these, and how did you come about it? I prefer to hear the story of that Keri Hilson, because yesterday I watched the video, and ever since you guys worked on this project, she's been so supportive. She's so happy about the project. Like, she's all out for the project. How did that bond come about? How did you connect?
Exactly. It's a beautiful one, and I'll just say thanks to God, and because, she said it all. It's written in divine. But, you see, I'm just super humbled by her character, and I've gotten the opportunity to vibe, like she would say, we're cool friends, you feel me? So I get to hear a lot of things about the realities on the ground when it comes to the Western world and the approach and stuff that we don't even know, because most of us just follow by what we see and how we think is glittery, but you realize that it's not absolutely the same. It's not absolutely what it really, really seems like it is. So to find somebody who is as big as Keri Hilson is, supporting the album, pushing it, posting on the stories, tweeting about them, you realize that this is it. This is a collaboration. This is a combination. This is proper link.
Mm-hmm.
This is music. That's the beauty of it, because music is not even supposed to unify us. So in the spirit of unity, this would even unite a lot more. This is just what the world needs,
It's a beautiful
and I know
project.
It doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Everything is treated strictly business. But as creatives, we take things from a deeper perspective where the fulfillment comes not only from being business minded or behaving as if whatever, but I'll say thanks to Keri for everything. We met, the way we met, she's narrated the way we met.
Yeah.
Through a Ghanaian friend at the airport where we were, and the man said, yeah, I know Stonebwoy. When my friend got to realize it was Keri, the conversation changed to music. So he was like, yeah, Stonebwoy, Stonebwoy, I know a Ghanaian Stonebwoy, and the name rings a bell. You know what I mean? Because these are the works that we do that are putting us on the map,
Yeah.
Ghana loves us, Africa loves us, but some of the works we do appeal to persons that are up there, you know what I mean? So these are the ones that open the doors and the spaces, and we can only go further, and I can only say thanks to the team, the management for Keri Hilson and everything. And it's a blessing, like I always am grateful and thankful. This is her first international collaboration acting outside of America.
Wow.
In 10 years. And this is her first official song coming out as well in a matter of 10 years. So it's a blessing. First African feature, first tune in a matter of 10 years, where she's going to really stop and mash up the world. You feel me? So it's 2020, wonders and signs, you see me?
Then it comes as big news and a proud one as that, especially considering the fact that it's been 10 years and she's going all out for the project, like on Instagram, on her status, on her page, and she's sharing it all across. It brings to mind accusations or what people say that perhaps Stonebwoy might have paid so much money to Keri Hilson to get this kind of support, because we've heard projects where they do it and that's all, but she's going all out for this project. Could it have been it was just the connect, or perhaps you had to spend huge sums of money in getting this one done?
When somebody, You can pay all the money you have in the world, but you can't buy love.
Yeah.
You can't buy support. You know? You can't buy support. You can't buy love because a lot of people pay for things and you can't pay. You know, you get what I'm trying to say. No matter how much you pay, you can't pay for support or for love because this is we are all here.
Yeah. And even if somebody pays you to do things like this, the love and the thing behind it is not that much. Like you're just doing it for doing it. Yeah.
It's not genuine. It's doing for doing it. So we have to appreciate people for their genuineness and also for whatever other business, whatever they do. We have to appreciate people the most. We have to, but I feel like most of it, Ghanaians, we take we use people who we tend to. I'm bringing it locally. Ghanaians actually, I've experienced this most often, you know. But this is why I'll ask Ghanaians and the world to support this movement and give Keri super maximum respect and maximum support because we couldn't pay for this type of love. You know,
that's great.
So
we
it's a beautiful song called "Nominate," man.
Yeah, Nominate.
The video comes out tonight 8 p.m. You know, on my YouTube. Please go subscribe. Stonebwoy, Stonebwoy. Let's get the views up. You know what I mean? Let's blow this out of proportion. This is the only way that we can also get to enter some of the places that Ghanaians have always wanted us to be. You know, we support by the streams, we support by the views, you know.
I'm really looking forward to that one this evening. It's more like a movie, which I'm looking forward to. One of the producers on the album, that is, I know all of them did awesome, but one guy from Kumasi, Papi, he did Ololo for You, and he's on this project as well. You seem to have a bond with him now.
With Nasty as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you guys connect and how did the bond come about? Because you seem to vibe with him now so much more.
Yo, Papi is a brother, man. Papi, yo, man, big up the whole of Kumasi. I think this album actually, for the fact that Anloga Junction, yo, this album, I think we should do the concert proper in Kumasi. What do you think?
Kumasi is all for you, man. I mean, we're looking forward to that. I know coronavirus has had a whole impact, because looking at the rollout and all that, obviously you should have had something for Kumasi in the pipeline, right?
Exactly. So the reality is that Papi is a brother, is a great producer, and I'm happy that we all met together to get this going on. You know, I have Gazi, Master Gazi is a beast. You know, he mastered, he's fine-tuned and finished up all the songs. And 80% of the songs he mastered.
Wow.
You know, after we got everything together. So big ups to Master Gazi of 2MG Music. Big ups to Street Beats, who played African Party and played the one with Diamond Platinum.
Yeah.
Big ups to Fox Beats, who played the one with Jamil, featuring the Jamaican artist. Big ups to Papi, and then the legendary Dre Bombay, he produced the one with me and Keri Hilson.
Keri Hilson.
Listen, this album, Anloga Junction, is for us, it's for Ghana to the world. I beg everybody, let's support this album to the maximum. Let's support this album to the maximum, bro, because we're putting in a lot of work. We're putting in a lot of work, sweat, blood, and tears, everything to keep going, to keep pushing. We have to, you know, and I know that I have the support of Kumasi behind of me.
Exactly.
Large and in charge. Big ups to all the Beam Nation. Big ups to Nana Byron every day. This guy is very loyal. Big ups to the Kwame Jr. Big ups to, all of the Beam Nation.
I was about to mention Kwame Jr.
In Kumasi. I have to mention more names, but some of the names, you know, the Bernitan family, can you know say? The Bernitan is my surname, my musical surname.
Yeah.
Stonebwoy Bernitan. We keep it burning, you know. We can't cool it, burn it on.
And the Bernitan
family. Yeah, man. Big up all the Beam family. Because we have the Beam family, you know. The Boy family, you know. The Beam Boy, the Bernitan family. you on all social media platforms across Ghana for making this happen. We have just dropped the biggest album coming out from West Africa in total. Bless up.
Bless up, my brethren. One thing before I let you go, are we looking at the Grammys with this album? Because a lot of people are saying, Charlie, this album is a Grammy album. This album is that.
Yeah, man. God is king, you know. So we know that once we have brought us this far, we can go further. You know, so our eyes are on the prize.
Okay.
Our eyes on the prize. So literally, with the support, which is most important, we know we're going to get this album to the height that it has to get. Yo, big respect to the legendary Kodurenchi for the song Ikuto. Listen, yo, we're gonna big thing. I want everybody to go.
I know there's a lot. There's a lot you'd have loved to say. There's so much about the album. But before I let you go, Stonebwoy is an artist all time. I want you to list your favorite, your own. I know this is one of the tough things that a lot of artists can't really do, but your all-time favorite 5 songs. Stonebwoy's 5 songs, your own songs, top 5 of them.
Apart from all the singles that I've released so far within the span of how the years that God has given us here to do this music, my first album was 17 songs. My second album was 29 songs. My third album was 24. My fourth album is 15.
Crazy.
How can I choose 5? Apart from the singles, apart from all, I can't even remember some of the titles.
I know, right?
So I'll just say, I give thanks to God. Let us keep jamming to the Bafira. Let us keep jamming to the new one. Let us jump to Kuto, let us jump to Nominate. Okay, so let me just be biased. My most favorite one is Nominate right now featuring Keri Hilson.